Welcome to Guns and Gear Network, everyone. Appreciate you tuning in today. Going to bring you this review this afternoon of a product that's going to greatly improve your communications or your comm setup if you wear a plate carrier or something like a hydration pack on your back. So you may have seen some videos or some pictures or something floating around on the internet of some SOCOM guys, special operations, Navy SEALs or whatever, and they have this antenna, big long antenna, on their back of their plate carrier, and you're wondering how they did that or why they did it or whatever. No, they did not mount their radio back here. What they used is an antenna relocation cable, and that's what we're going to look at today. So I found a guy on eBay that sells these, and he is a US-based guy that custom makes these. He had a regular running auction for the Baofeng line of radios for the relocation cables. He may offer other different variations for other radios. You'll have to contact him and see. I'll have all his information and where I bought it down there. It's very reasonable in price. I paid $11 including shipping for this relocation cable. His standard auction is for a 3-foot length. I wanted something shorter than that, so I contacted him and he custom made me one in a 2-foot length. He told me as long as I order in a 12-foot, whatever the 12-foot section, 12-inch sections, 12-inch sections, he'll make it any size I want. So 12, 24, 36, whatever, and I opted for a 24-inch. So whether you're in military, law enforcement, maybe you're in search and rescue, maybe an airsoft guy, maybe a responsible armed citizen that trains and wears a plate carrier on occasion, whatever the case, a setup like this is going to greatly improve your communication setup, and for a few different reasons. So normally we would see a handheld radio worn like this with an antenna attached to it. The problem with this is a few different ones. It can cause problems with interference, being close to your body. It doesn't have as good a signal strength. You have to use these little smaller antennas, so forth. It's just the nature of wearing it, on the actual radio itself. So what you can do is you can get one of these relocation cables and be able to move it. And also it protects the antenna, which is vulnerable, in my opinion, when it's this on the radio and it's close to your body. You run the risk of possibly breaking it off. So you take this relocation cable, and instead of attaching your antenna, you would attach the end here. And then if you notice, I've routed mine through my molly up around here up to this antenna. You'll also notice on this particular antenna, it is much longer. So I've got a much higher quality and longer antenna for better signal strength and so forth for my radio now. And it gets it up out of the way, it gets it higher, elevated higher. Anybody that knows anything about radio communications, the higher your antenna, the better off you are. It gets it away from things, and you get better signal strength because of that. That's just one factor, obviously, but it does greatly improve it and help it. So a few things I'll tell you about this relocation cable. It's good quality. Like I said, this one's custom made. It's actually got shrink wrapped ends on it, and once you route it up to your antenna up here, you'll just simply screw it into the antenna just like you would on the end right there. So one little trick I'll show you. When you're routing yours, if you buy one, this particular radio, the 888S, has the interface for changing channel and volume and all that on the top of the radio. So that's easy to get to, whether it's in my pouch or not. If you have the UV5R, where the interface is on the keypad of the radio, you're going to need to make sure that you have this cable that's closest to the radio, this end longer. And the reason is because let's say I'm on a certain channel and I need to move it to a different channel. If this was real tight starting here and got maybe longer at the back, I couldn't pull it out of the pouch and then pull the radio out far enough to have access to this keypad to be able to make my adjustments and then slide it back into my pouch. Now, myself, I prefer having the radio facing my body. This section here is just a little more protected because of that. And it protects your face of the radio and the readout and all that. So I face it going towards my body and get it over there out of the way. So then you'll have this extra cable here, and I just simply pulled it all the way down, and then I just rerouted it back through here, tuck it in out of the way, So it's now out of my way, but I do have access to it and access to being able to pull it out far enough now. But anyway, guys, hope this kind of helps you understand what the deal was when you saw these radio antennas that were on the backs of certain operators or whatever you might have seen around. That's how they do it, and that's why they did it, is that very reason there. And I was glad to find this guy. Like I said, reasonable in price, 11 bucks, hard to beat. And I don't care, you might be a search and rescue person that would wear something like a hydration pouch like this that has Molly on it. This would serve your purpose just the same. You could run it up through here and then around to your belt that you would wear. So it has a lot of different uses, and I think it would be very helpful to most people that would have a setup like this that would need to move the antenna out of the way. And so anyway, guys, appreciate you tuning in. Hope that was helpful for you on the information. If you like our videos, give us a thumbs up. That's greatly appreciated. If you would, share content. It's down there. Hit the share button. Share content with your social media and places like that. That helps us get the word out about Guns and Gear Network. If you got any questions, you can post those below. As always, guys, like, share, and subscribe, and we'll bring another video shortly. Have a great day.